김지아, 안녕하세요. 김지아입니다. This video is all about the South Korean tourist visa application for Nigerians and African. The South Korean tourist visa application is one of the most easiest visa you can apply for, and the application is quite simple. The Korean tourist visa can easily be approved if you submit the necessary documents needed for this visa application, and the document for this visa is not much. That is why in this video I will give you all the details you need in applying for the Korean tourist visa at the Korean Visa Center. You will be submitting your document at the VFS Global in Nigeria, the Korean Visa Center, but for other African countries the application is quite similar. The visa processing period usually take around 10 to 15 business days, 2 to 3 weeks. However, if the embassy is dealing with unusual high level of visa application, the processing time could take up to a month. These are the documents you need while applying for the Korean tourist visa for Nigerians and African. So not just submitting your document at the visa center, but what you're expected to do. I will give you all the details on how your visa can get approved. So guys, if you're new to this channel, you're welcome to the Korean family, and if you're returning subscribers, you're also welcome. I love you. As you can see, we create helpful, informative and educative Korean content. So if you find this channel helpful to you, please just click the red subscribe button, like and share this video. Alright guys, let's get right into this video. Start your visa application. Make sure you visit this website at the screen. The embassy does not directly receive application, so you have to submit all your documents at the Korean Visa Center, VFS Global. So for the document required for Nigerians and African, number one, you need the online visa application form, which you're going to be downloading that at the website. Number two, you need the valid passport, an international passport, which must be valid for more than 6 months. Number three, you need one passport, which you're going to be attaching at the form when you print it out. And number four, which is the most important one, document providing financial ability, which is the bank statement. This is where most people get it all wrong. Sometimes it's not just about the amount of money in your account, but how often there is a transaction in that account. Some people, because you want to apply for a Korean visa or any other visa, you have to put some certain amount of money in your account, then just for you to get the bank statement. That is not the kind of bank statements the embassy need. What the embassy is expected to see when you submit your bank statement is how often there's a transaction flowing in and out, not just about the money in the accounts. So that is why most people visa is being rejected, though I'm going to be talking about why most people visa is being rejected in another video. So make sure you subscribe. For your bank statements, make sure that there is a transaction always going in and out in that account, not just some amount of money being stuck there because you want to apply for a visa. The embassy does not want that kind of bank statement, but they want to be sure that there is a transaction always going in the account and not just a dormant account. And because you want to apply for a visa, you put so amount of millions, thousands and dollars because you want to get a bank statement. Sometimes it's not about the certain amount of money that the embassy required for that is supposed to be in the account that they are looking at, but how often there's a transaction in that account, and not just some amount of money being stuck there because you want to apply for a visa. That is not what the embassy will be looking at. So for the Korean tourist visa, there is no certain amount of money that is required for the visa. So just make sure that you have enough of money that can sustain you during your staying in Korea. And most people always get this wrong, and they keep asking me, hi Kimjia, hey Kimjia, for the Korean tourist visa, the Korean student visa, how much is supposed to be in your bank statement? Sometimes the embassy does not care about how much is in your bank statement, though you need to have enough money while applying for any visa, or you're traveling to any country. You need to have enough of money to sustain you while staying in that country, because it's not your home country, and they don't want someone that will be stranded, or that will be a I'm going to say it, a disturbance to them. So on a usual ground, you're supposed to have enough of money while going to while traveling to another man's country, while leaving your home country. You're supposed to have enough of money that can sustain you while going to that country, while staying in that country. But most people always have this idea that, okay, if the embassy require 10 million, you have to have 10 million in the accounts. Some people will have to, I have to be sincere, sorry. Some people have to go and borrow money and put in the accounts. Then after you get your visa, you have to withdraw it, this and that. Sometimes the embassy does not check how often is the embassy does not check how much is in the accounts. If, for instance, in January you put like 2 million, February you put 3 million, March you put 5 million, April you put 10 million, at least there's a transaction going in and out all the time. The embassy will know that, yes, okay, fine, this person you can actually take care of yourself when you are in that country. But once, for instance, now you have January, there is no transaction, February, there is no transaction, March, there is no transaction, and all of a sudden in April, for instance, you now have like 20 millions. Of course, you know that because you want to apply for a visa, that's why you have to put that kind of certain amount of money, and you know that the account is not valid. So you make sure that there is always a transaction in that account, in that your bank statement. So make sure that the bank statement you are going to be giving to the embassy, there is always a transaction going in. Even though you don't have a certain amount of money that is required, but if there is a transaction going in and out, and you have enough money that can sustain you while you are in that country, then that's a good bank account. That's a big and good bank statement you can submit to the embassy, and not just carry one bank statement that there is no transaction. You just carry some amount of money and put it there because the embassy required for 10 million. You went and collected 10 million from your family or for a friend or for someone, put it in the bank account, collect your bank statement and submit to the embassy. There's no transaction. I don't advise that. So if you want your visa to get approved, and stop complaining that your visa is not approved, that they deny your visa, and that do the right thing. I'm sorry guys if I'm acting rude. I just have to be sincere to you guys. Alright guys, so make sure that there is enough money that can sustain you while staying in Korea. And there is no certain amount of money for the tourist visa. There is no certain amount of money required for the embassy. You just have to have enough money because you're going there to explore Korea, to go around, to shopping, and visit some beautiful places in Korea. So you have to have enough of money for all that activities. Number 5, you need a copy of national ID card. I think everyone in Nigeria have a national ID card. If you don't have a national ID card, then you have to go do your national ID card because you're going to be submitting your national ID card at the Korean Visa Center. And number 6, I think so. I don't even know what I'm counting, but the next is the itinerary or plan of tour. This is very, very necessary. If you are applying for the Korean tourist visa, you need an itinerary. So this is my friend itinerary plan. You can still follow this format. She applied for the Korean tourist visa. She came to Korea last year and she applied for the Korean tourist visa and her visa got approved. This is her itinerary plan. You can follow the her format. So the itinerary, what they're expecting you to do here is this cover all your activities while you are in Korea, starting from the day you arrive in Korea to the last day you are leaving Korea. So that is all the activities. So for instance, you can see day 1, you might be going to Hyundai, or you might be going to Jeju Island. You have to list it at the itinerary that day 1 I'll be going to Jeju Island. Day 2, you are going to maybe like I'm going to say you're going to Seoul, you're going for shopping, you're going to the temple, you're going to the Korean palace. So this cover all your activities while you are in Korea because you are applying for a tourist visa. And most importantly, there is no duration of staying while applying in Korea. The embassy will not give you duration of staying as in like how long you have to stay if you're applying for tourist visa. You are going to be the one telling them that I'm going to be staying for 2 weeks and this is where I'm going to be going. The first day I'm going to the shop, I'm going for shopping. The second day I'm going to the mall. The third day, you understand, you just have to tell them all the activities you're going to be doing for the 2 weeks you're staying. If you're staying for 1 month, then you have to tell them all you're going to be doing for 1 month. But I don't know what you're going to be doing in Korea for 1 month. You want to tell your country. Just so I'm in there. The last is the invitation letter. For the invitation letter, this is necessary only if you have been invited by someone in Korea. But if you are not being invited, you are going to Korea by yourself, you don't need an invitation letter. It's not necessary. But if you have been invited, maybe a friend or a family invites you over to tour around, then you need an invitation letter from that person in Korea while applying for the tourist visa. But if you're going by yourself, it's not necessary submitting the invitation letter. There are two things that I want you guys to really understand if you're applying for the Korean tourist visa. First is the bank statement. As I said, that when submitting your bank statement at the VFS Global, make sure that there is a transaction going in and out all the time in that account, and not just submit a certain amount in the bank statement, not just submit put a certain amount in your account because you want a visa, but make sure that the account is money is flowing in and out in that account, and not just submit your bank statement because there is a huge amount inside the account. And mostly it's also important if you have enough money in the account also that can sustain you while staying in Korea. Then secondly is the itinerary plan. For the itinerary plan, as I said, you have to list all the activities you will be doing while you are in Korea, from like the day you arrive to the last day you are leaving Korea. As you can see from my free itinerary plan, that is the form. That is why I advise you to follow her formats. I think that's a good explanation for the itinerary plan. So guys, that is it for the document required. Also, as I said, my friend is going to be giving you more helpful information on her experience in applying for the Korean tourist visa, how she went about with the documents, and what you should think that will be necessary for you while applying for your visa, so your visa can also get approved just like hers. So guys, let's hear her out and hear what might be helpful for you. Hi sis, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. 잘 지냈어?
네, 잘 지냈어요. So sis, I want to ask you a question. Last year you traveled to Korea and you applied for the Korean tourist visa. So I want you to give a little bit explanation on the challenges that you faced while applying for the visa.
One of the challenges I faced, what I noticed was getting a date to submit your passport and your visa application was a bit challenging. So it seems the appointment dates are released from the 1st of every month. That's what I later realized. So if you're applying for a visa, between 1st and 5th of that month, try and get your date secured, because after that week, all the dates are gone. You have to wait till the next month to get the date. So that's one thing. That's because if the date passes and your travel date is coming, that means you might end up have to maybe change your ticket or hotel or whatever. But however, I applied for my visa in July when I wanted to travel to Korea in October. I did it early. You know, it's better to do things early so that you know whether you get the visa or not.
Exactly.
So the travel date I put in my application was and on my ticket and hotel was to travel on the 14th of October. However, I applied for my visa in July, and the first week in July, I think on the 5th or something, and I got my visa my passport I think was like a week later, 7 working days later. And the visa was going to expire before my travel date. So they gave me the visa. I had 3 months validity, but I now had to change my ticket to move from the July to, I think the visa was expired 7th of October. So I had to move my trip to September, change my ticket, change my hotel reservation. So if you're traveling, I would advise, let's say you're traveling, let's say April, do your visa application in March so that you have enough time. And also I applied for a 10 days visa.
Okay.
And on the visa it says 10 days. So from the day you entered Korea, it is 10 days exactly you are allowed to spend till the day you are leaving.
Okay.
So if you want to go and do 3 weeks, don't apply for a visa and put 2 weeks. It's even better to put 3 weeks or 1 month or 4 weeks, so that if you decide you want to stay longer or whatever, but if it's for a first time, I don't advise you put 4 weeks because you don't know, they might decide what is this person doing there for so long. But if you're staying for 2 weeks, put 2 weeks. If it's 3 weeks, put 3 weeks. Because I later realized the 10 days didn't make any sense. I was rushing. There's a time difference, 8 hours. Like by the time you wake up, it's already 2 in Korea, which is like 6 a.m. in Nigeria.
Exactly.
So I even tried to wake up early so that I can go out, but it was still very stressful. By the 3rd day, I was so stressed and tired from lack of sleep.
Exactly.
Sometimes I don't sleep till 6 a.m. Korean time.
Are you serious?
10 a.m. 10 p.m. Nigerian time. It was crazy. Your sleep will be scattered. So if you want to enjoy Korea, make sure you have at least 21 days so that you have at least 3-4 days to kind of adjust to their time zone, and then you have enough time to go around and see. There's a lot to see. I didn't really see a lot.
Okay.
From my because in the application they ask you also have to submit an itinerary. So from the first day you enter Korea to the day you're leaving, they want to see what you're doing every day.
Exactly.
So I didn't get to do half of the things I wanted to do that was on my itinerary because there was no time. So I would say those were the challenges really. But regarding the application, there wasn't really, and just make sure you have everything that is required.
Necessary. Okay.
If you put everything in the requirements as the basic bank statement with at least 6 months bank statement showing the money is entering and coming out,
all the time.
Your confirmed book, flight reservation, your hotel reservation, your national ID, your letter from your place of employment, your pay slip, what else? All the things they ask, once it's there, you get all the documents they asked for. And I submitted it. And 7 working days later, I got my passport via post. They sent it.
And
I got the visa.
Okay, that is why I always advise people to apply for the visa by themselves, because most of the agents, I'm not sure they know the details of applying for Korean visa. Alright.
Yeah, and it's very easy actually. It seems like it's complicated, but it's not. Actually, the easiest visa I've ever applied for. Everything is there. Once you put all the things they ask,
and you have the required documents,
get it.
Okay.
I don't even think you have to have some kind of big money in your account.
Yeah.
As long as you have your flight booking, your hotel reservation, and a bank statement that shows money comes in and out, and have enough money in the account that will sustain you in Korea. Because in your application, they will show you how much your trip is costing plus your daily, your food and everything. So you put a total amount plus the flight, how much your flight costs, your hotel reservation, and how much you intend to spend. So let's say you can put maybe $5,000. So that means your flight, because the flight is basically about 1,000. Hotel reservation, let's say between 800 and 1,000. So let's say maybe 4,000. Just have at least put that. So if you put that and you already have your flight and hotel reservation, automatically it's showing that the remaining 3,000 on top, that's what you intend to spend there.
Why are you in Korea?
You have to eat, you go out, because Korea is expensive. Taxis, you can even spend $50 a day on a taxi without even realizing.
Exactly.
So so have that amount in your account to show, okay, this is what you're spending, blah blah blah. Well, if you have all those things, you'll be good. You get the visa.
Okay.
I'm sure.
All right, sis. Thank you very much. I really appreciate.
You're welcome.
This is really, really helpful. I see you later. Bye.
Annyeong.